10 seconds. Stand by. And there we go. Heat 1 underway. 4 rounds of snatches and burpees. 2 first rounds. At a heavier weight on the bar. 10 reps. This first bar weighs 125 pounds. For the ladies, that's a little bit under 60 kilos. And then the second bar will 75 pounds, which is about 35 kilos for the ladies.
And now we have our first athletes moving on to the burpees. Lane 2, Natalie Gertz. Lane 5, Anita Tucker. Lane 7, Janie Garan. And lane 9, Sara Sigmundsdottir. And also Kirsty Oliver coming close to her burpees.
And it's going to be Natalie Gertz on lane 2. The first athlete to start on that second round. And lane 9, Sara Sigmundsdottir's right behind her.
Natalie Gertz on lane 2, your first athlete to move on to the second set of burpees.
Sara Sigmundsdottir, lane 9, advancing her bar and starting her burpees on the second round. As Natalie Gertz on lane 2 is already finishing up her burpees on that second round, and she's about ready to move on to that lighter barbell. Lane 2, Natalie Gertz, now moving on to the 2 final rounds.
And the time now on this event is also 9 minutes, so we're halfway there.
We've got 3 females here working on that last set of 6 burpees, and it's gonna be Janie Garat, lane 7. The first one out of these 3 to get onto that bar. Anita Tucker also on that barbell again for those lighter snatches. And now Sara Sigmundsdottir, lane 9, also starting on those lighter snatches. But Natalie Gertz is in the lead here. She's already on her third set of 12 burpees. 6 reps, she will advance her bar and then go for another 6 reps.
Janie Garat catching up, as well as Anita Tucker to Natalie Gertz's burpees.
So right now in this heat, it's Gertz 1, Tucker 2, and Garat 3, as these ladies are finishing up their third round. Natalie Gertz moving on to the final round here, lane number 2. 6 minutes has passed, so less than 3 minutes to go for these ladies to get this work finished.
And Anita Tucker on lane 5 has caught up with Natalie Gertz, and it's gonna be a race to the finish, ladies and gentlemen.
Anita Tucker only 1 rep behind Natalie Gertz on those last snatches. And they advance the bar at the same time, 12 burpees to go. Let's make some noise for these ladies.
They are neck and neck right here on lanes 2 and 5. It's gonna be a nice race to the finish.
2 minutes to go. The ladies advance the bar at the same time. Now it's about who wants it the most. Gotta push a little harder. Gotta have to want it more. And it looks like Natalie Gertz might edge out Anita Tucker here on these last burpees and get any heat win here, and she does at 7:19. 7:19 for Natalie Gertz. And Anita Tucker just a few seconds behind at 7:21.
And coming in on third with a little over a minute left, we have Janie Garat on lane 7, finishing up her last burpee, and coming in at third right now. And coming in at fourth, currently, Sara Sigmundsdottir on lane 9.
Less than a minute to go here, 50 seconds before the time cap.
Let's show some love for these ladies. Let's push them through. Come on. Put your hands together for these athletes. Make some noise, Berlin.
All right, last 20 seconds. Let me hear it, Berlin. Show some support. Come on, keep it coming. 10 seconds. I can't hear you. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Heat 1 belongs to Natalie Gertz. 7 minutes and 19 seconds. And that is our time to beat here. Currently a world record. Seconds. Stand by. Heat 2 underway. Seven minutes and 19 seconds was the time by Natalie Gertz in that previous heat. That is what these ladies are chasing here in this heat number 2, individual event number 4. Just a quick reminder to all of you ladies and gentlemen about the movement standards here. So the snatch can be any snatch as long as the athlete gets the ball over their head in one motion. It cannot be a hang snatch though, so it has to start from the ground and go straight overhead. 10 repetitions of that, and on the burpees, we have a new standard. So every time the athletes jump their feet back, that jump has to be a 2-foot jump, and also jump back in and over the bar. Those jumps also have to be 2-foot takeoffs. And Sara Sigmundsdottir in lane 8 is coming hot out the gates. She's already done with her first round here. So 5 repetitions at each station here with the snatch. After every set of 5, the athletes will advance the bar. And with the burpees, they will perform 6 reps at each spot.
And next up in a blue shirt is Laura Hughes on lane 4.
Lane number 8, Sara Sigmundsdottir still leading the way. And she wants some help. There we go. She's on her second set of 5 on this second round. Only a few more reps of these snatches to do for her, and then she can move on to those 12 burpees over the bar.
Laura Hughes on lane 4, pushing those snatches pretty hard, trying to catch up to Rose Mesmo. Mesmo moving forward to her second set of burpees, making quick work of the first 6.
Still leading here on lane 8, Sara Sigmundsdottir. She's done with half of her work here in this event number 4 as she moves on to that lighter bar. And she's going touch and go. 35 kilos on that bar. It doesn't look like it weighs much for Siri. She keeps holding on to that bar. 4 more reps to go for Siri. Lane number 8, round 3 for her.
On lane 4, Laura Hughes is trying to catch up on lane 5. Fedra Zagoska is your number 3 right now, trying to catch up to these 2 females in the lead.
Lane 4, Laura Hughes also on that third round of burpees now, as Sara Mesmo has a few more reps to go here in this second round.
And with 5 minutes down, the current time to beat is 7:19, and Sara Mesmo can take that time if she can keep up this pace.
Sara Mesmo on her last round here. Still leading the field here in this heat number 2. Only 5 more snatches to go for Siri. Laura Hughes, lane 4, also on those final snatches. 6 minutes has passed. 7:19 was the time to beat from the previous heat. Lane 8, Sara Mesmo in that white tank top is on her last 12 burpees. She has a little less than a minute here to set a new time to beat. So let's help her out a little bit, make some noise, help Siri finish this workout, this event right here. 6 more for Siri. Come on, let's keep it coming, ladies and gentlemen. And Sara Mesmo takes the heat at 6 minutes and 52 seconds and sets a new time to beat. Laura Hughes on her last set of burpees as well on lane 4, and she's gonna finish second in the heat.
And we have a little less than 2 minutes to go, and a lot of females here on their last round.
Lane 10, Laura Faulkner has been steady at this event right here, and she's ready to finish, and she's gonna be the next one across the line. Maria Kursava getting across the line. Now we've got a race between Lisa Lettner and Fedra Sagasai. Fedra is the first one out of those two to get across the line. And now it's Lisa Lettner, lane 3. One minute to go. "45 seconds. 2 more athletes on the field. Aoife Burke on her last set of burpees, and she's gonna finish. And Sara Masoni is still on the field.
She has 30 seconds left to go.
Come on, give Sara some support, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. One more. Let's go one more, Sara. 10 seconds. Come on, let's give it up. And she gets it. Time. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there was amazing. Thank you for that. Wow. That's what it's all about. Support each and every one of these athletes. We all know how hard this is.
Well, the race is on here on day number 2 for really what appears to be the 5th and final qualifying spot as we pass the halfway point for the ladies at the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games Europe Regional. Brandon Domain, Mads Jakobsen, Nikki Frazier with you here in Berlin as the final test of day number 2 is here with event number 4.
Event number 4 consists of 2 rounds of 10 snatches and 12 burpees. The snatches will be at 125 pounds, then moving on to 2 rounds of 10 snatches and 12 burpees at 75 pounds. The time cap for this event is 9 minutes.
And it is the quickest test thus far for these athletes, and there are several athletes here in heat number 3 that are in heavy contention for that 5th qualifying position going into day number 3. Most notably, Anna Fragu in lane number 5, 14 points behind Gabriela Magawa in 5th. As there is the current top 10 in the point standings. Fragu will be here in this heat, as will Karen Friel will be in the next heat. Björk Odensdottir will be in this one as well. She currently stands in 9th. Sanna Panalainen will be in this one as well. She sits in 10th.
And Anna Fragu is usually really confident in an event like this. She feels good with standing still, barbell movements, and then adding some gymnastics to that. Another one of the athletes I'm looking forward to seeing is Emma Tall from CrossFit Solid in Stockholm. I know that she's really good at these barbell events. I've seen her on social media and a couple of times in the box as well. She looks very strong. Looks pretty hungry as well. And Björk Odensdottir now, she made a good push on the last event, and I'm looking forward to seeing her do the same thing on this one.
Stand by.
Last chance to make a move on moving day for the athletes here in heat number 3. You mentioned Björk Odensdottir. She came into today 17th in the point standing. She's moved all the way up to 9th. She was the biggest mover in a positive way on the women's side of the competition. Also in this heat, Turi Helgadottir went from 19th up to 12th. She's 42 points back coming in to event number 4.
And these ladies right here, we're seeing them all going for single reps on the first part of the event, and I've got to tell you, I think it's pretty smart. Be smart about expending energy on the first part at the same time as you position yourself within striking range of the current event leaders. What I'd like to see is consistency, just being nice and firm on the snatches, making sure you don't expend more energy than you have to. And then once you get to the lighter barbell, start making your move, either on stringing together multiple snatches or increasing the cycle time on your burpees.
Last 3 ladies you've seen on the screen, all in serious contention for those 5 qualifying spots, at the very least moving into the final heat, going into the final day tomorrow. Björk Odensdottir leading the way along with Kelly Friel in lane number 3. They're the first 2 onto the 12 burpees in round number 1. There's a look at Kelly Friel, who actually comes into this event knowing she's already going to the games, as she qualified through the 40 to 44-year-old division.
You've got to appreciate the fact that she's actually going in here and she's throwing down as well. I mean, she's out there pushing the pace.
Friel, the 5th place finisher in the Masters Online qualifier this year. Said she knows with being the oldest on the floor, she's going to be the oldest one on the floor at 40 years old, but her regional goal, just go out and enjoy the moment. She's getting to enjoy the lead here for a little bit, as she is level with Björk Odensdottir and Emma Tall.
And Kelly Friel had a bit of a challenge with the handstand walk earlier. And even though you're going out there to enjoy yourself, a part of enjoying yourself is to be happy with your performance. And Kelly's got to be happy with this performance right here.
Now, there's a couple of athletes here in this heat that if you put a barbell in their hand, they're going to make a very good use of it. Björk Odensdottir is one of those athletes, as she has been a little bit quicker on the snatches than the burpees, but obviously at this kind of weight, it's going to be to her benefit early on.
It is. We've seen some of the girls out there struggling a little bit with this weight. I would be surprised to see Björk Odensdottir do that. Very competent, and that she does have a gymnastic background, but she has been competing in weightlifting, representing Iceland a couple of times as well, so she knows her way around the barbell complexes.
Checking back in on the other two in the top three. Tall in all gray, Friel in white and green on the left side of the screen.
And if you look at Emma Tal right here in the gray top and gray shorts as well, so powerful. Once that barbell pops to the hips, there's just no doubt that that's going overhead. So strong. Once again, her being Scandinavian, don't mind the facial expression.
Now on the left, you saw Kelly Friel go for 3 touch-and-go snatches in a row, and that might have come back to bite her because she had to take a long breather after that.
I think it did. I think it did punish her just a little bit. Now, it may have been a strategy. It may have been that she's just, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to get three of them out of the way, and then it's going to be singles from there on out, and I'm going to slow my pace down. But it may also be that she goes out there when she's feeling fresh in her box. Maybe this is what she could do 3 sets of 3 with. But I mean, all of yesterday has passed. They've done a bunch of work today already, and it's starting to take its toll.
As we hit the 4-minute mark of this 9-minute time cap event, the time to beat 6 minutes 52 seconds, set by Siri Romesmo 1 heat ago. And there's a new name moving into the picture in this fight for the lead, and that is Emma Mcquaid, somebody who we've just kind of been waiting for her to get in the gear. It just hasn't seemed to happen yet, but here she is fighting for one of those top 3 spots in the heat, as it's her and Friel and Helgadottir wrestling for that 3rd spot. It's going to be Mcquaid's 3rd to the lighter barbell as they go to the 75-pound, 34-kilo bar. But Björk Odensdottir in pink and white on the top of the screen has already been there. Emma Tal is in 2nd as she's only a couple of reps behind Odensdottir.
And I think the thing with Emma Mcquaid is I think that she's just kind of been waiting for that event where she can shine. 333 maybe wasn't that one. The previous event with the handstand walk maybe wasn't that one. She's just kind of been waiting for that. Has an amazing capacity, a great athlete. We've seen her here before, and she's done really, really well. I think the previous events just haven't been something that's been right in her wheelhouse.
So your top 3 all working on the burpees. Make it the top 4, make it the top 5 now as Friel and Helgadottir have made their way to the 3rd round of 12 bar-facing burpees. Odensdottir on the right, the far right in that right screen. Mcquaid on the left of that screen. Tall on the left side of the screen that you're looking at.
And the important thing here for these ladies is that once they hit the ground, they want to get off the ground really fast. As you start fatiguing, you will have a tendency to hit the ground in the bottom of the burpee and just stay there a little bit too long. And then you get slow off of the ground. It takes more energy. It's more time under tension for your entire body. Something you want to try to avoid.
An awkward way to come down with this. There she goes with the touch and go reps. I thought that's where she was going with it and just kind of lost grip, it looked like. So Odensdottir continuing to lead the way. Emma Tal continuing to hold 2nd, but look out in lane number 1 because here comes Turi Helgadottir, not far behind both of them.
And Turi, absolutely, she's no stranger to fast barbell cycling either, and she's making a great move right here. Kept the barbell overhead as she moved it forward. And she's going to be fast on the burpees as well.
Almost seemed like she was just trying to get through the heavier barbell portion of this. Once they put the lighter bar in her hand, she has caught up in a hurry. Still about 4 reps behind Odensdottir, who might have enough time between her and Helgadottir and Tal and Mcquaid, who are all on the final set of 12 burpees. Odensdottir trying to hang on. Tal the closest competitor. Odensdottir picking up the pace, trying to hammer home the throttle, and she will. 6 minutes, 49 seconds. Unofficially should be good for the event lead with 1 heat remaining.
And Emma Tal was 4 burpees ahead. And there she goes and finishes it as well.
2nd place, right around the 7-minute mark, should unofficially be good for 3rd going into the final heat. Turi Helgadottir is going to be just ahead of Emma Mcquaid. Mcquaid tried to bring the bar with her, thinking she had to do that, and I think that cost her a position.
Very ambitious, though, to bring the barbell.
Kelly Friel trying to hold off Anna Fragu for the 5th position in the heat.
Kelly Friel, 40 years old, out there throwing down. You've got to appreciate that.
5th place in the heat for the 40-year-old mother of 2. And good news for her, she's already got her ticket punched to Madison this year. This is just for fun and games, and here she is in the top half of the field as well.
We may call it fun and games, but it's also a great practice run for what's going to happen in Madison. You need this kind of competition to know what you're going to face on the floor once you get to the Reebok CrossFit Games in Madison. And here's Anna Fragau finishing up.
Next finisher in lane number 8, Jane Edie. We're in the final minute. Everybody onto the burpees in the final round, or excuse me, everybody into the final round of this workout overall, the event overall.
I think we've got Sune Krokstad right here finishing up.
She goes across the line at about 8 minutes 25 seconds. Last two remaining in lane number 6 on the top end is Huna Penalainen, and we also have Martina Krysiak here on the near side of the screen.
And they're actually both doing well. They're actually both doing really well. I think it may have just been a question of the heavy barbell portion of the event that just took too much time. Once they then got to the lighter barbell, they had to go faster than initially planned, and it's just taking its toll. It's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
Gotta be close on if that rep is good for Krysiak, as she was right about to land where that horn sounded. Not sure if she's going to get the credit for that one, but we did have 8 of the 10 athletes able to beat the 9-minute time cap, led by your new event leader and perhaps the woman with the most momentum right now in terms of moving up the leaderboard. That's Björk Odensdottir.
And Björk did an amazing job. What I really liked about her was the consistency initially on the burpees. So she wasn't stressing them at all, making sure that she had enough left in the tank to make good work of the snatches. Like once she got to the lighter snatches, she increased the pace, the cycle time, both on them, but also on her burpees. And just there was no answer for anybody else, which is why, in the end, she could look like that crossing the line.
She's got plenty of reason to smile right now, as she currently leads the way in the event at 6 minutes 49 seconds. Second fastest in heat number 3, Emma Tall. She'll be third unofficially going into the final heat. Turi Helgadottir, third quickest in the heat. To have her right around the 5th position with our last heat of the day remaining here in Berlin, as 3 heats are down. But that leaves heat number 4, which is coming up right now here in Berlin, Germany. As it is time to close out the middle day of competition, and we spoke about it earlier when we were setting up heat number 3, but 4 women are starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. It really comes down to who will take that 5th position, or take control of that 5th position going into the final day. Brandon Domain, Mads Jakobsen, Nikki Brazier with you here in Germany as we're ready for the final heat of the day.
So event number 4 is 2 rounds of 10 snatches and 12 burpees. The weight for the snatches will be 125 pounds. Then moving on to 2 rounds of 10 snatches and 12 burpees again. This time, however, the snatches will be at 75 pounds, and the time cap for the event is 9 minutes.
So your new points leader, Kristen Holta, will be in lane number 4. Laura Horvath will be in lane number 5. There's a couple of other names in that group of 4 that's starting to pull away, and you always got to keep your eye on the daughters, as well shown in heat number 3 for Björk Odensdottir taking the lead. But first up, somebody that's definitely going to be good in this one is Sara Sigmundsdottir.
Sara Sigmundsdottir is really, really strong. We've always known that. Her movement patterns are better this year than they've ever been before. She's worked a lot with her coaches on that, and I think it's going to pay off in an event like this. Annie is one of these athletes. She's been here before. She has experience with this kind of event, and I'm looking forward to see her excel.
Nice round of applause from the crowd as we start our final heat of the day here at the Velodrome, and underway with a quick 4-round event, starting with this first bar that weighs 125 pounds, about 57 kilos, and that's the first time we've seen anybody go with this route, carrying it on their back.
And it's also the first time that we see the majority of the ladies on the floor opting for a touch-and-go technique. Well, this means 2 things. 1, they're looking to set a good time. 2, they feel more confident in the movement and they're stronger. than the previous athletes.
Something you saw on the right side of the screen, Camilla Sullivanson-Hellman is going touch and go like that with the majority of the field. It might have baited a few of the athletes because she was really struggling with those last couple of reps before setting it down.
Oh, I think it is. I think this is exactly what we've been alluding to earlier, that it's easy to go out there, look to your left, look to your right, and somebody feels comfortable with one movement, may not be the movement you feel the most comfortable with, but you kind of get baited into the deep end of the pool. And so there are a couple of things that I think these people or these athletes should think about. Go hard. You cannot let off at any given point because people will run right by you. Breathe on the burpees. I know it sounds insane, but what you need to do on the heavy part, on the first part of the event, is to breathe on the burpees so that you can be tight through the midline and really utilize your hip gaining momentum on the barbell on the snatches. And onto the snatches, solid technique. You cannot just kind of power your way through it. There are just way too many reps. So solid technique will be the winner for these athletes.
After the opening round, it's Dottir at 1, Dottir at 2, Annie in first, Sigmundsdottir in second, Karin Friel in third in lane number 2, as they chase down Bjork Odensdottir, who has the top time, 6:49.46. And I'm really curious at the strategy from Sara Sigmundsdottir.
Well, what you're seeing now is that Sara Sigmundsdottir is dipping further down underneath the barbell. What that means is that she doesn't generate the same kind of upward force with her hip anymore. I don't know if it's strategy or if she's starting to fatigue. I hope it's strategy.
She hung on for all 10, and it's going to be a neck-and-neck tie between Annie Thorisdottir and Sara Sigmundsdottir as they go into the burpees for the second time. This will be the last time they'll have to see the heavy barbell, as waiting for them is the 75-pound bar after they are completed with rep 12 here.
And what we're going to see as we move on to the 75-pound bar is that the barbell cycling speed is going to go up significantly. The burpees should also be a lot faster. This is the last chance these ladies have to kind of breathe while they're doing the burpees. For the rest, it's pretty much just jump off the cliff. The aim for just everything you've got for the rest of it. You cannot hold anything back.
Sigmundsdottir is holding a strong pace on the burpees. We're noticing a bit of a slower pace for Thorisdottir. Not sure if that's strategy or if that's starting to get tired.
I don't know. I mean, she's been really good with her strategy both yesterday and today. I mean, she's kind of stuck to her guns, stuck to her own game plan. So I'm not too worried yet, to be honest with you. The thing with this event is it's also one of these events that for 95% of it, you cannot care what anybody else's game plan is. You need to stick with what you can do, because otherwise you will find yourself out of breath and not being able to complete.
I want to start worrying about it, though, if you're the rest of the field, because Sara Sigmundsdottir 6 reps ahead of Annie Thorisdottir, who's a rep ahead of Karin Friel, and everybody else giving chase. It's already into the burpees is Sigmundsdottir. The reps stay the same, still 12. Only thing that changes in the last 2 rounds is the weight of the barbell. There's a look at Karin Friel, third place athlete here in the heat. She's trying to hold off both Kristin Holte and Laura Horvath. Holte will now move into the 3rd position. You see her in the pink top on the top of the screen.
And Holte is one of these energizing athletes who you just know that she's got so much engine. These burpees are not going to be a problem for her.
Now she is a strong athlete as well, but the heavier barbell not necessarily going to be in her favor against Annie and Sara. But now that they've gotten to the lighter bar, Holte might reel them right back in.
Quite possible, quite possible. She's so fast that you see right here. Off the ground, jumps right in, exerts no extra energy, and that's the thing that's been serving her so well for all these years, and she's just getting consistently better. We know that she works with CJ and the Invictus team, and this is one of the things they've been working on at the same time as they've gotten her stronger.
Meanwhile, it might not be up to Holte if she can catch Sara Sigmundsdottir, who got to the final round with 2 minutes until Bjork Odensdottir's time of 6:49. She still has a 7-rep lead over Annie Thorisdottir. Kristin Holte is right in line with Thorisdottir now. And into the burpees for the final time. Still 1:29 until Odensdottir's time, as it continues to be Thorisdottir and Holte battling for second.
I'm just so impressed with Sara Sigmundsdottir and how she moves. She's always moved well, but she just moves better now. a lot less force, a lot less muscle, and a lot more purpose to her movement.
Sara Sigmundsdottir, this is about to be her 8th career regional event win as she looks to gain ground on what could be a 4th consecutive regional championship. Huge event win to close out day 2 for Sara Sigmundsdottir.
That is impressive. That is so impressive, but feast your eyes on this.
Sprint to the line. We're gonna have to wait for the chip timers and give it to Annie Thorisdottir. It appears by 9/100ths of a second.
Wow. And now Laura Horvath finishing off.
And what did we say coming in? 4 women are starting to pull away from the pack. Those 4 women, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the event. Karen Krajova will round out our top 5, not just in the heat, but in the event as well.
Camilla Salomonson.
Yeah, crashing to the ground is Salomonson Hellman. Keep your eye on the bottom of the screen. Gabriella Magawa in the multicolor pants. She is the current 5th place athlete. Here she comes across the line, 6 minutes, 58 seconds. That's 7th in the heat, should be good for 9th in the event. Ooh, this is gonna get tight for that 5th spot going into the final 2 events tomorrow.
We've still got 2 athletes out here on the floor. Emily Lundberg, who we saw yesterday, just makes short work of Linda. And then we got Steph Decker in the far lane as well. Emily Lundberg has a bit of a lead, making short work of these burpees as well.
Lundberg on the left, Decker on the right. Both have the time to beat the time cap. Sara Sigmundsdottir is pretty much the only athlete that's on her feet that has finished. She's over there cheering on Steph Decker, who's into the burpees. Lundberg is across the line at 7 minutes and 56 seconds.
And Steph Decker, the crowd here, this enormous crowd getting behind Steph Decker. And Steph is doing a great job. I think it's a question of what we talked about before with the heavyweights, just took too long.
As the crowd gets behind our final finisher on day number 2, Steph Decker rounding out the field here in Heat 4 at 8 minutes and 25 seconds. But Sara Sigmundsdottir, it's a 9-minute time cap event. She beat the 6-minute mark, 5:59.02 seconds. It's day number 2. She closed out day 1 with a win. She closes out day 2 with a win as well.
She did an amazing job exposing or using a technique that nobody else used, carrying the bar from the barbell forward on her back. Did that really, really well. Also, just she looked like she was dipping a little bit lower as we kind of progressed through the event. Turns out it was a part of the plan, because once she got to the lighter weights, it was all her.
And let's go ahead and head down to Nikki Brazier, who's got Sara Sigmundsdottir.
All right, Sara, you were the only athlete we saw lead up on a back rack and walk it forward. How did that help your game plan?
It was the most challenging part of it all. I was like, shit, am I gonna get it or not? And I was like, just go, just go. I got like 6 no reps in the burpees because I was hurrying so much, so I didn't jump backwards with my legs together. So, but the judge was so good, he just screamed out loud, legs together. So I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Because you don't realize that when your heart rate is at 185.
When we talked yesterday, you said that you were just only excited about coming in here and checking out these events today. Did it go as planned for you?
The handstand walk did not go as well as I wanted, but I mean, this is something I can work on. And coming back like this, that shows me that I've grown as an athlete. Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So Sara Sigmundsdottir was pretty well ahead of everybody else and did so in impressive fashion as she closes out this one with the win.
And we talked about it earlier. She was patient on the burpees, taking it very, very easy, making sure that she was breathing as she was coming over the bar, having a little bit left in the tank. Then as we progressed to the lighter barbell, she just increased her barbell speed, obviously on the cycling, but also on the burpees, starting to go a little bit faster. And by doing so, she allowed herself to finish a lot faster than she had all the way through. So basically starting out slow, making sure you got enough in the tank, and finishing off really strong.
Sara Sigmundsdottir, the only woman here in Germany to go sub-6. She does so at 5:59. Annie Thorisdottir, 9/100ths of a second quicker than Kristen Holte. Laura Horvath in at 6:26. So your top 4 in the point standings are your top 4 in the event. And how about this finish between Thorisdottir in the black pants, purple top, and Holte in the pink top, black pants?
It does not get closer than that.
I mean, you're looking at like a centimeter there between the two of them. And the woman that came out ahead of that one, Annie Thorisdottir, is with Nikki Brazier.
So I'm standing here with Annie. Sorry, we were just recapping the last couple events, and you were saying that the field is so deep here, it's pushing you to go further.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I tried the events in training, and I'm feeling confident. I haven't actually been able to try all of them. I had like a shoulder thing for the past 3 weeks, so I hadn't done any muscle ups or anything, so I was like a little bit more nervous for this region because I know you cannot make a mistake with these girls. Like, you just have to go, go, go. I was gonna try to like beat Holte in the run event, and then I get on the run, I'm like, what is happening here? Slow down. Yes, calm down, ladies. First event, all right?
Well, you guys are definitely keeping it interesting for us as spectators. You never know who's going to cross that finish line first. Looking ahead to tomorrow, how do you feel like those events are going to go for you?
Woo, I don't know. I'm excited about tomorrow. It's honestly like you don't know with this field. It makes me so excited how strong they are here. This is like mini games.
Right.
So I love the next event. Like, I'm super excited. That's like a kind of like the first one is just push, and mentally it's gonna be really hard, and I really enjoy those. And then the thruster rope climb event, who knows? That's a sprint. Yeah.
Good job today. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you.
So Annie Thorisdottir with the neck and neck finish, really a photo finish between her and Kristen Holte, and why not with the day that we've had here in Berlin. We always call it moving day, some call it separation Saturday. I normally do that. I cannot do that today because we separated absolutely nothing aside from 4 women from the rest of the field on that side of things. But in the team and the men's side, we just made things all kind of a jumbled mess going into our final day, as 38 points separating 5th place CrossFit Nordic from Team Nordvest B, not even Team Nordvest A, Team Nordvest B. That's how backwards this competition has been all of a sudden, as those 38 points between 5th and 10th. Team RX Performance, they were nearly in heat number 2 coming into today. They lead the way by 20 points over Punch Out, who came into today as the points leaders. Max Pull Spartans were in the top 5. They were out the top 5. Now they're back in 3rd. Fabriken and Nordic rounding out our top 5 on the team side.
And there were a lot of teams that were saying when we talked to them earlier today that they wanted to go out there and they wanted to move, and they sure did. Now, I think it may have settled down just a little bit, but there are definitely some heavy hitters on the outside looking to make it way in.
Absolutely nothing settled down on the men's side. Yes, Bjorkman Carl Goodmanson was nearly in heat 2 going into today, 19th all the way up to 6th. Still finding himself 8 points between Andre Hanin, who is in 5th at 270. Adrian Mundweiler has found his way to the top of the leaderboard by 22 over Roman Krennikov. Lucas Hochberg, Frederick Agidius also in the top 5. Mitchell Adams, another person that I think he kind of got a little overshadowed. He made up 11 spots in event number 3 as well.
He did an amazing job right there, and I'm not surprised to see him there. I'm just happy to see him there.
And we do have the current standings on the women's side. It will continue to be Kristen Holte, Laura Horvath, Annie Thorisdottir, Sara Sigmundsdottir. Those were the top 4 in that order coming into event 4. They will stay that way. One big change is flip 5 and 6, as Camilla Solomonson-Hellman has moved ahead of Gabriella Magawa. by 10 points surrounding that cut line going into the final day. How about Bjork Odensdottir and Helgadottir, who have charged up the leaderboard, and they'll be in the final heat going into tomorrow.
There's something in the Icelandic water, we know it, and I think these two ladies may have looked at each other and gone, you know what, this is it, now we're making our move.
And one story, too, going into the final day, we speak about all the nationalities represented. Laura Horvath might be the first Hungarian woman to qualify for the games as an individual. That could be a cool moment. Gabi Magawa also trying to do the same as a Polish athlete.
And to be honest with you, if they both keep on going the way they are, it won't be the last time.
Not at all, as the youth movement is strong here, but of course the daughters are always still going to be the favorites when it comes to any European competition, as Annie taking some selfies with the crowd to send them home happy on day number 2. And it was an absolutely wild day 2. We cannot overstate that enough here with what we've seen in Berlin. I cannot wait till day number 3. It starts 9 a.m. tomorrow morning local time, 3 a.m. on the east, midnight on the west coast of the U.S., as we will have that final day coming bright and early on games.crossfit.com.